All right, everybody, welcome to the Dream Dynasty and Funky Fit team call tonight. We have a special guest speaker, Kristina Willmott. She's going to be leading this call tonight and inspiring us all and sharing a little bit about her story. So Angel and I kind of shared a few words back and forth. It was shared with us about switching up team calls and having them be more of like each coach taking their turn and talking about their whys and things that they're doing in their business and what keeps them going. Not only does it build like a stronger tribe and community because we have a better understanding of each other's goals and why we're doing this, I think the best part about this is then we know our goals. And like if I see Kristina and she's not showing up on team calls or she's not showing up on her social media, I can reach out to her and be like, hey girl, you spoke from the heart on that team call and I want to see you reach those goals, right? So that's what we can do for each other, not just me, right? Like all of us do it for each other because ultimately we want each other to succeed. So first off, I just want to give a shout out to every single person that showed up for the team call tonight and everybody that is on the leaderboard for Success Club already. I was peeking in the back office and who was it? Sarah Preston just signed up her first preferred customer, which is super awesome. We're going to be doing coach shout outs on Thursday. I got to make a note of that because I just saw it in the back office. And Melissa Crawford, she has signed up her first challenger, so special shout outs to her tonight. And I think Angel slipped away there. Where did she go? Yeah, she slipped away to put the kids in bed. So we'll let her give some shout outs there at the end. But I'm going to go ahead, Kristina, and I'm going to pass the mic over to you. I will unmute you and you can take it away.
Okay, everybody. So tonight I'm going to share a little bit about my story, my why, and the things that keep me going. So right now, I want you to take out your pen and piece of paper, and I want you to write down 3 things that excite you, like the things that would be the icing on the cake in your life. So 3 things that really excite you. And we're going to put that away for a little bit. We'll come back to it later. But I'll just give you a minute there to write those things down. Okay. So, perfect. So a little bit about my journey. I've always been an active person. I've always been into fueling my body with nutritious food. When I was 14, I became a vegetarian and my family didn't accept that. So I was forced to, with my own money, go and grocery shop and prepare my own meals. In high school, I took every single gym class that was available to me because that was my passion, was health and fitness. We'll fast forward to the spring of 2011. I just got out of a 4-year relationship. It was a pretty bad breakup. I was eating fast food every single day. I was drinking alcohol every night. I'd wake up, go to work, I'd eat fast food. I would get home, I would drink. My poor dog, I would take him for a walk. I'd come home, I wouldn't play with him. I would just pass out on the couch. So I was basically a shell of a person, and I was racking up debt at the same time. So one night, I was watching TV, and an infomercial for Turbo Jam came in. Came on the television, and I was hooked. I didn't care that I was already had all this debt. I'm like, I need to do this. I need to do this for me because I didn't like where my life was going, and I didn't like how I looked when I looked at myself in the mirror. With Turbo Gym, I actually lost 20 pounds and I was back to living the life that I wanted to. I was happy again. We're going to fast forward again a few years to the fall of 2014. And that's when I reconnected with Michelle and I became a coach. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but I wanted to help people. I found that passion again that I had in high school. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help them be able to run with their children. I wanted to help them climb that flight of stairs and not be out of breath. I just wanted to help people find their life again. Late in the summer of 2015, I had a major breakdown. Alcohol was running my life along with major depression. I fought really hard to get out of that, and I'm still fighting it every single day. But with Beachbody and with Michelle and the rest of this family, I was able to fight it. And each day when I'm having a bad day, I go to my family, right? We're all a family. So I'm going to talk about my why now. It changes constantly. It seems like every month my why changes. But right now my why is I want people to feel comfortable in their own skin. I hate shaming. There's so much body shaming out there. And for me, I was always petite and I was shamed for being petite. So shaming goes full circle, right? People shame for whatever reason they want. There's too much negativity in the world. So I want to be the good that I want to see in the world and make a difference. And I want to do things that excite me, right? So with Beachbody, I have this platform where I can share my passion, but also make a living to be able to do the things that excite me, like travel, go to conferences. I'm competing in the classic at Summit this year. That scares me, but it also excites me because it's something new. It's something I get to do and experience. So the things that keep me going, 100% personal development. You can tell when I'm not reading or listening to my personal development because everything goes downhill. The depression creeps back up. I'm not posting. I'm not living my passion. The future also excites me. Sorry, that's my dog. The future really excites me because my plan right now is to retire from my government job. I have been with the same company for 15 years and it doesn't excite me. It absolutely doesn't. So with rank advancing in this company, there's so much excitement with that and there's so much potential, right? So what's on the board for me is retiring by the fall. Because that breakdown that happened, the late summer 2015, happened with management change. And this fall, there's going to be another management change. So all that uncertainty in life is something I know I can't handle. So I want to stay away from it. And things that I can control is everything with my business. Absolutely everything with my business is controllable by myself. By the work I put in, by the personal development I do, by the people I reach out and touch every day to help them live a better life. Something else that keeps me going is I want to be remembered as someone who is positive and made a difference in the world. Like I said, there's too much negativity in the world, and we all have this platform to make a difference. And as I've said, this is the thing that absolutely drives me and keeps me going, is knowing that if I even touched one person that day where I made them smile, I gave them hope, anything like that, I know that I'm on the right path, that the path I want to be on to live the life I want. This is all about living a life you want. Some of my fears, I'm absolutely terrified of failure and humiliation. When I was younger, I hated public speaking because I was so scared I would get up on stage and I would forget everything, right? It's that humiliation. And we get teased about it, made fun of when we're younger. And it's stayed with me through adulthood. And that's something that I'm getting through with the personal development. But I'm absolutely terrified of that failure and humiliation. But we're all in it together. And like they say, failure is the first step in learning, right? So if there's no failure, you won't progress, you won't move ahead. You need that failure in your life to learn from, to better yourself, right? There's absolutely nobody who is absolutely successful who hasn't failed. It's what you do with that failure that propels you, right? You can either take that failure and let it keep you down, or you can take the failure and let it lift you up to bigger and better things. So now I want you to take back that list of the 3 things that excite you. Okay? So today when I was reading that personal development, something that stuck with me is it's not what you do or what you are, it's what excites you. So your goals shouldn't be based on things that you want or things you want to do. It's the things that absolutely 100% excite you, right? So those 3 things that you wrote down should be part of your why, because they're the things that will help keep you going. They're the things that excite you. And for me, the things that excite me are giving back to the community. I 100% want to be out there. I would love to go and be able to, once I retire, go into the schools and offer a program for the youngsters to help them, because the rate of obesity in children is off the charts, and it's not all right, because their health matters just as much as our health matters. Something else that excites me is empowerment retreats for women. I want to be able to fund these retreats for women to go and be empowered. I want them to be able to take back their lives. Not everybody has this amazing company that is Beachbody. For anybody who's ever been at Summit or on a Success Club trip, you know this community is out of this world. You won't get that. Cruising is completely done for me. I will never be able to go on a cruise unless it's a Beachbody cruise, because of the amount of positive people on that ship, the people that say thank you all the time, the people who want to talk to you, they want to hear your story. You won't get that anywhere else, right? So I want to do these empowerment retreats, and that's something that inspires me and excites me. And travel. Travel really excites me, so I want to build my business so that I'm able to travel no matter what. If there's an event, my best friend, she's in Regina. If I have to go see her, I want to be able to just pick up and go and not have any worries about where I'm going to find the money, taking time off work, anything like that. So that's what really, truly excites me. And I hope you have things on your list that absolutely excite you as well. So that was really quick. I don't know.
No, that was great. That was awesome. Thank you, Kristina, for sharing all of that. And Kristina has been, she was on the cruise, and she was on at Summit, and she's coming back to Summit this year and competing in the Classic. And I know when she set that big goal, it was like a big, hairy, scary goal for herself. She's like, I get to be there and watch her accomplish that goal. Like, it's just going to be absolutely crazy and mind blowing to be able to do that. Sorry guys, my younger brother's messaging me about selling his patio set for him on the buy and sell. He could probably do it himself. Anyways, so I'm so excited to be able to watch you do that, Kristina, and thank you for sharing all of that. Kristina has, like she said, like this business, I've watched her come into it. And the reason I asked her to go first on these calls is because I watched her come into this business and like work through an incredible amount of shit. Pardon if there's any kids on the call, but I've watched her work through an incredible amount of shit internally. And all of us, even myself, Angel could speak the same, all of us know that a lot of the times we set these goals and then all of a sudden we kind of have to grow into the person to achieve them, right? But that's why they always say it is so important to set those big, hairy, scary, audacious goals, because you want to be able to grow into the person to reach them. If we set our goals down here all the time, life is going to be pretty blah and pretty boring, right? Because you're not striving for anything different. You're not striving to grow into a better leader or a better coach or a better wife or a better mother. You're just basically kind of coexisting, right? And I can say I was guilty of that. I never set goals in my life at all. I think it was basically life setting goals for me, in the sense of like finishing high school, going to college, and just kind of doing the everyday things that you were supposed to do. But when life started to throw curveballs at me, and like we couldn't, grow our family, and I couldn't get pregnant and things like that, I started to have to set my own goals. Like, how was I going to achieve this? What were some things that I was going to start to do? And that's when I sort of started to take life into my own hands and start to set goals. So super important. Vision boards. Guys, for the first year, I did not do one. I didn't. And I have ever since, because those vision boards are like little miracle boards. Like, you see them and you strive for those goals every single day, and you will be amazed when you can start to check things off on your goal board. So Kristina, I'm going to ask you, what's been your favorite personal development book? Which one would you recommend to somebody that was just starting out as a coach?
My favorite one so far was called You Are the One by, I think his name was Hugh Blackstone.
Okay.
I can find it and put it in the comments once you post this. But that one was absolutely life-changing. And right now it's The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss.
Ooh,
really good.
that sounds good too. I've heard of the 12 week. Has anybody read the 12-week plan at all? No? I've heard a lot of top coaches talking about it. You're the one. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that? Let's open it up to a bit of like a mastermind to wrap this up. Does anybody have anything in their business that they want to talk about? Anything maybe that you're struggling with, or you're not sure and you just want a little bit of, or anything that you want to celebrate? Nothing? Not
I'll jump in and save you.
Yay!
I just want to say thank you. So I'm totally new to everything. So I haven't even made my why video. I knew we were supposed to do that last Thursday, but Easter and everything kind of got in the way. But that's kind of the nice thing, is that we're able to kind of work our own hours and around it. But I want to say thank you for sharing everything, and the fact that you were able to kind of share your struggles, because depression is one of the scariest things, and it's different for everybody. But I think the fact that you were able to overcome that obstacle, and even share within our own small little family that we have going on, but it sounds like you have even bigger and larger goals. And I mean, that for me, being a new coach and being open to this, I think that's great that you're sharing that, and it kind of gives me like a sense of hope and inspiration just to kind of hear those different things. And I think it's great that you were the first one to jump on the bandwagon and kind of share it, and you definitely gave it your own twist, and you did your own thing, and you kept us all interacted at the same time. So I think that part, and keeping it community based and letting us all in and sharing that way, I think it's great. And I mean, because I personally don't know everybody that's part of Dream Dynasty. So I think this way too, it kind of opens us up and it gets us even more connected, rather than us just being like, oh, well, this is what's happening with me, this is what's happening with you. And it's like, there's actually people behind the story and getting to hear everything. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Taylor. And that's such a good perspective to have too, right? And so important, the fact that, like, I don't know, I just love the feeling of a tribe, like the feeling of a community, that it's not just, every man for himself in this business. It's, we're here to help each other no matter what. Like, share anything that anybody's doing, or ask questions and people to support you. So I definitely don't want any sort of competition with like success club numbers and stuff like that. It's just all of us are at different levels in our business, and I think it's so important to meet each other at that level. I know I've personally experienced a lot of growth in this business, so it's neat watching everybody just grow. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyone else that want to hop in and chime in?
Are we still posting our Y videos? I kind of thought I missed the boat on that one. Or is it just, well, because it was Thursday and I was like, well, of course it's Thursday, the day which I wasn't home all day. But anyway.
That's okay. You can do whatever you want, Heather. You can post it still if you want to. It was
whatever I want, really?
Yeah, whatever you want. I'm going to give you permission. It was just kind of in response to the whole I am Team Beachbody thing, like seeing all that go around. If you guys search, I actually hadn't shared much in the team page about it, but if you guys search the hashtag I am Team Beachbody, or I am Team Beachbody, or I am Beachbody, whichever it is, there's like some crazy stories under that hashtag, and it really kind of stems from the MLM, like all that shit that went on with like wine cellars and coaches poaching other coaches, and all of a sudden people that were leaving Beachbody to go do wine cellars was starting to bash coaches and stuff like that. And it really, Kristina Delgado was the one that started it. She's an amazing coach. I'm pretty sure Chris would have an affair with her if he could. Like he follows her like to a T. Like she started it, and it basically just stemmed back to the fact of like being a true blue coach. Like I genuinely believe in these products. I genuinely believe in the challenge groups, and Beachbody has changed my life. There is no way I could say that it has not. And so that's where that came from last week, Heather, was I thought how cool it would it be to know everybody's why, and why are you Team Beachbody? So that was a little challenge we put out. So yeah, you can still do it if you want. I'll still watch it. Awesome, guys. Angel, anything you want to add in at all?
Unmute myself. There we go. No, I just want to say, Kristina, you did a great job. I think it's awesome that you were like, yep, me first, and jumped in. Like, that's the sign of a real leader, you guys, taking that initiative. And I tell my coaches all the time, we have like, it's kind of become like a running theme or a running joke, because they know that I'm so serious when I say it, but you got to jump and figure that shit out on the way down. Like, that's just how it works. You can't sit and stay in planning mode or the I'm going to mode or I want to mode. You just have to go and do. And so to see you get on this call and to open up and to be vulnerable and to share those things, it really does say a whole lot about you. And not only, I know that I remember when I was, a little newer, that I certainly didn't feel like it, but I'm going to tell you the same thing that somebody told me. I see a leader in you, Kristina, for doing that, for volunteering, for jumping up and saying, yes, let me go. I'm going to do this first. And I could tell that you were prepared. So you really did. You did a great job. So just kudos to you for that. Funky Fit next week, one of you are going to be speaking on our team call. So if I have any leader, girl bosses, anybody who wants to just jump and figure that shit out on the way down, go in and message me and let me know that it's you. The first person who says that they want to do it is the person who'll get it. And if nobody volunteers, I'm going to pick somebody. So either way, it's fine with me. I love y'all, but it'd be better if you volunteered, right? Because you never know who I'm going to pick. I might pick 3 of y'all to go next week. I'm crazy like that. So anyways, you guys, this is really about growth. This is about bonding. This is about community. This is about sharing more of the experience, because that's what really matters, right? Like, you can get on YouTube or in the Coach Line office or anywhere you want to go, and you can teach yourself like those fundamental skills. There's only a few. Like, it only feels like a whole lot when we start overcomplicating it, but there really is only a few things that you need to learn in order to get your business rolling. But the thing that matters the most is not a technical skill. It's not a script. It's not, how to post the best content. It's not any of those shiny, fancy things. It's your story. That's what matters. That's where your power is at. That's where it's always going to be at. Your story is priority number one. That's the reason why being proof that products work is the first vital behavior, because you can't save the world until you save yourself. Like, your story is number one. And I think sometimes that might be what people struggle with the most, right? Because especially if you're a mom or, you are just female in general, like, that's our natural inclination to put other people first. And we end up somewhere way down on that priority list somewhere. And now for the first time when we become coaches and we're working on this journey and everything else, for the first time, like, we're putting ourselves as a priority. And so you're going to have some blowback from that. You're going to have some misalignment at first based on the life that you were previously living and the life that you're trying to live now. So I think that just being able to make that shift and to have some grace with yourself, that has been my running theme, you guys. Like, y'all know I've been through some stuff lately, and that has been my running theme. So just being able to be present and showing up and just telling your story, y'all, that's all that matters. Just figure out, how you can tell your story every single day to reach more people. That's the only thing that you got to master. And if you can do that, if you can open up and be vulnerable and be real, everything else is going to fall into place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes hustle and it takes heart, and you got to work really hard, and you got to have these conversations, and you got to run challenge groups, and you do got to do all of those things. But really, at the end of the day, it just comes back to your story. So, Michelle, I love this idea. I think this is an incredible thing for us to be doing every single week. I'm really looking forward to hearing more stories and just further, like, I feel like we're like just bringing the union of our family together even closer, because, Funky Fit, like, we are super, super tight family. Dream Dynasty, you guys are super, super tight. And then since we started doing these team calls, we've started getting to know each other's teams, right? And I love this community, this openness, and having both of our teams on these calls. And it just feels like, one big family, and being able to get so many different perspectives. There's nowhere else you can get that, right? So I think this was genius, and I love it. I'm really excited for next week. So somebody volunteer before I choose you. Love you.
Awesome. Thank you, Angel. And yes, I love this too. We're still going to throw some guest speakers into the mix too as we kind of get some more along the way. So yeah, just a little twist on our new team call. So thank you everybody for hopping on tonight and joining us. And I can't wait to see who's going to be speaking for us next week from Funky Fit. Awesome. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.